All right, welcome to We Play Games. This is Vicky 3 Academy. I'm Walker. You can usually tell it's me whenever I got the little deer guy down here. That means I'm trying to teach you stuff. I'm also trying to keep myself from just like losing my mind because I'm shooting Vicky 3 content. I think this is a blast. But I'm gonna do a kick the tires today from Morocco. I think I'm gonna do some like a lot of them today. I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna do like three or four or five because like the Ottoman Empire stuff, the Tanzimat stuff, and the Kome stuff. That's like the same sort of thing, but on like a really broad kind of long form spectrum thing. But I like the kick the tires concept of making it 30 minutes or less. Maybe we'll do 15 or 20 minutes or less if I start getting good at this. I think I can. I think if I want to make this a 15 to 20 minute video, I can. Landowners, important thing. Doesn't matter what you're doing. If you have a strong landowners, you need to figure out how to get rid of them. And then sometimes they give you bonuses. Like sometimes they're just pacifists for no reason, which makes it a lot easier to get rid of them. Just a lot easier to get rid of them. So is Morocco, I would recommend this for most people, unless you really know you need to do colonization, which with a population of 3.4 million, I would not recommend. Then I would actually recommend probably re-rolling until your landowner is a pacifist instead of a jingoist. But if you don't have time and you just need to get it done and you get to a jingoist, that's okay. That's all right. It's not as good as pacifist, but it's fine. So all you need to do is you need to research. I'm going to do all like just fast build, fast enact. So that way I don't need to like tick through everything. I can just show you basic stuff. Fast height. What? Fast research. Like you're gonna have to do these on a different time frame, but I respect your time, so respect my time. I'm researching mandatory service, and then that's the first technology that I'm gonna research, and then I'm gonna try to figure out how to get into the national militia. Reason I like going into national militia is that it lets you have a very, very small professional standing army, which means you can fire a lot of them. That saves you a lot of money, but more importantly, it removes clout from your armed forces. So we're just gonna do national militia. Just done. All right, cool. And then we're gonna set up our outliner. Always set up your outliner. It's good. And then we go back to here, and then we can check like important things. So you do have both slave trade and serfdom as starting technologies or starting positions for your leadership. So that's rough. That's rough, and that's why as Morocco you're gonna have a different path from other people. I think you are probably gonna go to dedicated police force, and that's going to require the law enforcement technology. So again, I think first technology is mandatory service. Second technology, probably urban planning. Urban planning is very strong. We are delaying academia by going this way, but I don't think you have the money right now. Like your economy is a lot smaller than some of the other countries we've done, and that's not a bad thing. I think it's great that some of the countries are weaker than others. I believe you do mandatory service, then go into urban planning and law enforcement, because that sounds like a generally strong thing to do. And then you're going to pick up academia. If you're lucky, you're going to get some of these things on tech spreads, I promise, because your tech spread level is not bad. Like in Japan, you have like censorship and stuff, and that really curtails your tech spread speed. You don't have to worry about that. It's not your problem. Right, so we just did some technologies. Meanwhile, what you're doing in terms of your construction, you can see here, Fez and Morocco, or Marrakesh, are kind of your main areas that you're going to be building in. Do you have any gold mines? In EU4, you have gold mines out here, but that is a while ago. That is a while ago. No, it doesn't look like it. So anytime you are playing as a country, I recommend very strongly that you identify, is there a way for you to get coal relatively easily? Because coal is important. It does not look like Algeria nor Morocco have coal. So let us check in our resources for coal. Nothing. We can't even interact with it. I'm just gonna pop over to a country that has it so I can see where the coal is. There it is. So it's there. Show potentials on map. Yeah, there really isn't any in North Africa. So as Morocco, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to become okay just becoming like a pseudo-imperial power. So as Morocco, once you're into national militia, I think as long as you get like, and you can afford roughly a 10 stack of ships, because as Morocco, you're going to have access to guns, and that's going to be a pretty good thing. Because you're gonna naturally, because you're just going to work on mandatory service, you're going to pick up line infantry along the way just for free because of tech spread. It's going to happen. And then once you've done that, he says, and then someone does it, it doesn't happen. It's okay. It doesn't matter. You'll get it so often. Just, you will. And then build a little fleet. Because you can start doing stuff like puppeting and then annexing in Africa. You can start following your coal, but that's what you're going to need to do. You're going to need to follow your coal. Because and just to recap, you have iron, you have lead. Lead is really important because you can use it in glass, and glass is very good. Glass is an incredibly good thing because it lets you get a lot more, holy crap, you have like no wood either. That's another important resource that you don't really have access to. Yeah, I think as Morocco, be very careful about how much money you spend in the beginning of the game, because you are going to have to go ahead and set up like a real fleet, because you're going to need to invade countries. You're 100% going to need to do it. You're going to use your pacifist to switch into national militia, and then by doing that, your pacifist just sort of indirectly allows you to switch into line infantry with cannon artillery for your conscription centers. Once you've done that, you can downsize the size of your barracks and use your conscription centers with a national militia to get stuff done. You'll probably need to build enough bureaucracy to get dedicated police force, but that's only 32. That's only a couple of bureaucrats. You can do that. You can build a couple of bureaucrats. Let's just build a couple of bureaucrats. If you don't know how to play this game at all, you probably want to be building like some construction first. How much construction is something that people debate about, but you should probably be building construction first. It's very good. It's very, very powerful. I think because of your incredibly small economy and because of the importance of your money, I think you build only one. I think you build only one construction sector, and then you probably just build a bunch of logging camps. I think, and this is with your road maintenance to Creon. You're also probably doing services in Sin. That's usually useful. It's just, there's so few things that you get a lot out of. You can tax the liquor. That's okay. It does weaken some pop types that you care about. Don't do those. Those are stupid. It's just stupid, Walker. Do not tell them to do stupid stuff. Don't do it. Just don't do it. Save that for the campaign. That's the good thing to do. Landowners. You've got 400 authority if you build your starting taxes with services in a sin or two, and then you'll have 400 authority, and then you can, once you've done the landowners, swap out so you do national militia, and then you swap the landowners out. You might want to re-roll to see if you can get pacifist and Sunni ulema to have not a terrible popularity, because they do interact in a very meaningful way. I don't know if it's worth it though, but I'm gonna do it here just so that we can see what it looks like. Oh no, I'm not. I'm gonna try to spell that, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to because it uses one of these fun characters. Yeah, all right, well, we're gonna have him. It doesn't matter. Petit bourgeoisie might be nice, but they're not going to be happy with us because we're going to do national militia. Oh, that'll still make them happy. Everyone loves going. That's the other thing. Going into professional army doesn't make literally everybody happy because pacifists will not like it. But going from peasant levies to national militia on a jingoist, that's still a positive. See, they'll still be happy about it. And that's big. That's another reason why I like rolling for a pacifist landowner, unless you need to do colonization, because I think it's just generally stronger. It makes everyone happy, and that makes me happy. All right, so we did landowners. So we're gonna do. That's even worse. We're gonna do this. 8% legitimacy. That's just because things haven't moved around yet. Once stuff has moved around, that won't be a problem. We're gonna do suppress. We're going to do bolster. We're going to go into laws. We're going to go to here. And we're probably just going to do appointed bureaucrats. Yeah. Let's see. That one's going to take a while. That one is going to take a long time. And I'm not sure if appointed bureaucrats is better or worse than serfdom at this point either. I don't know. I don't know is my answer, because like it's complicated. Going into appointed bureaucrats is really good though, because it does allow you to do a bunch of stuff. Oh, does Morocco not start with the tech for this? I think they do. But going in out of appointed bureaucrats, or hereditary bureaucrats and into appointed bureaucrats means you just don't have any aristocrats working on those jobs anymore, and that's going to naturally like seriously curtail their clout. What time are we at? We're at 10 minutes. Yeah, I can do this as a 15-minute video. I hope that 15 minutes is not an offensively long time for these videos, because I don't want to just tell you like a couple of things and then do nothing. There's a lot of stuff. There is a lot of stuff. All right, so we could do that to make them. I think this one just responds to how angry they are at you. If you have been paying attention, they should not be very angry with you. I don't know. I think probably just keep the landowners happy while you remove their power is easier. Speaking as someone who mostly plays landowner stuff, I think like removing landowners, because that's a good historical path to practice. Some of the countries, and this is sort of like a large one, but some of the countries have already done this thing that we're doing right now, like France and Great Britain, and Prussia, not as much. Mostly France and Great Britain and Belgium. Yeah, those guys. They've like reduced the power of their landowners before 1836, and so they don't have to play this part of the game out anymore. They passed it. But most nations are not past this, and so getting good at like trying to identify the tools that you have to remove a powerful landowner is very good, because they're just awful. They really are. They want you to do all of the weak things in the game. If you and this is the academy, so like don't think that I don't think that you should ever have fun playing this game. Watch my campaign video. I love this game. I love playing it. I love not paying attention to it. I love making mistakes. I love laughing at my own mistakes. I love having fun in this game too. But if you're watching academy videos, you probably want to know how to play well. And so I am telling you that if you want to play well, you want to get rid of these guys. They're awful. They're terrible, and they will only hold you back. I don't even know if you can do this with just because look how strong they are. They have serfdom and slave trade and monarchy. Serfdom and slave trade. Serfdom and slave trade is just a really insane combination of things to boost the strength of the landed aristocracy. These guys start like so far back. They start so far back, you might not even be able to do petit bourgeoisie stuff. I don't know. Maybe you should do you should do petit bourgeoisie stuff, because look, by doing that, we're going to dramatically, and now it's 1836. We haven't even really had full readjustments yet. But by now we have a much stronger intelligentsia, because now without appointed bureaucrats, the clout that landowners have is just going to start bleeding away, because people are going to move to other pop types, especially if you're suppressing them and you're bolstering somebody else. Like, there are a lot of things you can do to move stuff around in this. Yeah, you can do it. You can definitely do it. But I think it is appointed. I think it's national militia, appointed bureaucrats. This one we 100% just fast enacted on, but like most of the time you're going to be able to get it done, I think. And if you can't get it done, then maybe you want to do like dedicated police force first. That's okay too. Dedicated police force is not going to take very long. I think dedicated police force you might want to do afterwards, just so that way you have the bureaucracy, but maybe not. I don't know. Experiment with it. I think doing dedicated out of no is definitely worth doing early. Probably after you've done something that made the landowners a little mad, though, just to balance it. So I think we go militia, appointed bureaucrats, dedicated police force, and then then you probably can do a serfdom abolished roll. Actually, like if you can get up to 20% serfdom abolished, which with roll folk and intelligentsia, you're gonna be there, and you're gonna be at roughly 10% within intelligentsia, right? Because we don't even have like a particularly great intelligentsia leader, do we? Nah. If this intelligentsia leader had like 100 popularity, he'd have like twice as much clout. And that's not a complaint. That's an opportunity for improvement. So like if you want to reroll stuff, you can. I think you can do a lot better, a lot stronger without a whole lot of work. And that's good. I want you guys to have options in terms of making yourself strong without having to actually work for it. I don't know what the penalties are going to be like also for having extremely low legitimacy. You can increase the legitimacy, by the way, for the important roles if you're working on stuff by just going to low taxes. That's okay. That's why I'm saying at the beginning of the game with Morocco, I think there's so much stuff that you need to do that I would really only build like 1, maybe 2 construction sectors. Then you can come back and feed them in. You need to add construction sectors in orders that make sense for the size and scale of your economy. And you have 3.24 million population in a 1.6 gross domestic product. You can't afford to run 10 construction sectors. Your economy will explode. But you might be able to run 1. And if you do run 1, then you can probably upgrade it to iron, because you have a lot of iron. And if you run 1 and you upgrade it to iron, that's 10 construction. That's not bad, right? And then with 10 construction and you're building stuff down here, because you're going to build stuff down here after the logging camps, I think you, after those logging camps, I think you come over here and you build those logging camps, because just they're good. They're good. They hire good pop types. They do good stuff. They're just good. You could do cotton plantations, but I would probably encourage you not to, because A, you probably don't need it, and B, we have such a massive, by building all of those, we can run a second one. But I think you start with 1 and then probably 4 and then come back to do 1 and then do those. You want it to be cheap throughout. Your money's very precious. Build 1 construction sector, max out your wood, and then come back and build another one. And then do some iron mines. You don't need a lot, because, oh no, you can't do the iron mines first. I did this in the other one. Don't do the iron mines first. I want to make sure that you understand that I left that in there so that you can know that I make mistakes too, just to make you feel good. So we're gonna have 30 tools out of 1 level of tools here. That's pretty powerful, and you're gonna see why. So we're gonna need 20 iron in order to ensure that, and each of them is going to produce 20 iron. So we could start with just 1 tooling workshop here, and then 1 iron mine here, switch this over to pig iron tools, and then you can come back here and you can start adding some iron mines in. And the reason we're adding the iron mines in is that we want to be able to switch the construction sector over to iron and have our economy not explode. You can't do it yet. You need to get iron online first. And I think because we have a level 2 here, that we might want to even bring up to a level 3. I think you can go up to a level 4 or 5 iron mine. Let's go up to a level 4 and let's see how the economy balances. Oh, we're at 18 minutes and I said I was 15. All right. Well, you know what? I think I don't need to finish a building plan. I think if you're watching this content, then you're going to figure out how to do a building plan pretty quickly, because you're going to understand how to play the game pretty fast. And that's like, I could edit stuff around, but like I talk through absolutely every single thought that I have, and I want you to do it too, because the more that you do, the more that you think about the game and engage with it and actually observe the data that it's giving to you, that you can then, learn from, the faster you'll be able to just do this stuff without watching anybody's content. Don't even watch mine. Like, once you're good at this, just unsubscribe. I'm just gonna keep teaching people. If you want to teach people too, though, actually, stay subscribed for that. If you get really good at this game, if you get better than me, because you will, I'm not very good. I think a lot, but I'm not very good at playing. You can watch me play. I'm terrible at this game. All of my thoughts are correct. My ability to implement them, I'm just terrible at it. I'm awful at this game because I suck at video games. It's part of the charm. I don't know. This is We Play Games. I'm Walker. That's the video. Bye.